So I thought I'd share this quick tip for making up this kind of broken building, and it's leveraging some of the Max sort of procedural workflows. So we've got a wall here, and I can like edit quite quickly its setup and its ability to change on the fly, so that you can kind of come up with a variety of different walls without sort of having to do it all by hand and kind of remeshing things all the time. So let's just have a look at how it's made. So let's start from the beginning. So if I create a spline from the top view, like this. Now if you hold down Shift, it will snap to the nearest 90 degrees. So let's just make a square section like this. And then I want to turn it into wall, so I'm just going to add extrude. And I've already dialed in like 4 meters, which sounds good. And then I can dial in a shell modifier, like that. I've already dialed in the outer amount to be 2.5. And I've also got, down here I've got straighten corners. So if I don't do straighten corners, you'll see that you get these wonky angles on the splines here. So the next thing I want to do is I add this kind of break up to the top, and I can do that with a noise modifier. So let's just add that straight away and just see what happens. So let's amp up the Z value to something like 1 meter, and you can see that it begins to change here, stuff here, but we don't have enough resolution. So I could go back down the stack and just add some more steps to my interpolation. We'll get that effect. What I'd quite like to do is just add that like that. So, and you can see it's quite uneven, so we've got some, like it's long then short in the intervals. So what I need to do is this, vertex, Control A. So that's Control A to select all the vertices. Right click, and we're going to change all those to corners, and you can see that evens that out. Now we've got quite an even spread of these vertices, as it were, the vertical lines. But if my element was like this, you can see we have a long spread here where the intervals are quite long, and then a shorter set of intervals here. And if I want this kind of even break up the wall, then I need to fix that. And I can do that with normalized splines. So let's grab one of those. Normalized spline. That's way too much, so let's turn that not count down to 20. And then what I want to do is, so you can see it's curving everything here, which is kind of an interesting effect. Let's maybe just dial that down just a little bit. So we've lost our nice crisp edges now, but we can get them back by retaining knots within a value, and we'll just whack that value off a bit, and you can see ping, my angles return like that. And then all that's left is just to straighten out the bottom edge. We can do that with a volume select node. So up here after the shell modifier, I'm going to add a volume select, and what we want to do is turn off autofit, because we don't really want it to update, and then we can drag it down and just change its size a bit to just include just the bottom area of this mesh. And then we can make it select all the vertices like that, so the bottom is selected, and then we're going to invert it like that, and that stops those vertices from deforming. And now we can just go back and mess with the noise modifier. So let's whack that up a bit, and we're going to change it to fractal. So by increasing the scale, we can see that we change the frequency of these waves. So you want some quite big arcs in this broken section, and we can whack that Z value up again. Keep going, And we can also change the roughness as well to make things more sharp or softer. I mean, I'm just going to change the roughness a bit, and then we'll just drop the number of iterations down a bit, like that. And then we have like a load of different variations of this broken up wall section which we could use. It's all can be material mapped for us, so write that down in the shell modifier, you can see that. The inner material, the outer material, and the edge material all have their own material IDs, so if I make a multi-material like this, standard, and let's just grab a multi-subobject material, and I'm just going to copy that, and then we can assign it to the object, and then we can have different colors. So just to say this, so you can see what's going on. So that section could be red, and then the inner section could be blue, for example. Oh, sorry, the outer section. So that could be our brick material. This could be some broken up edge, and then in here we could have plaster, which is all peeling off. So there you go. That's super quick and easy to set up, and obviously we can go back right down here now and start editing our vertex position to move things around, so that's all kind of interactive like that. Just change the normalize spline option. So if I just whack that up while we cover my corners. There you go.